Hey, what is up guys? Today we're going to do a quick unboxing of the Sony a6400. I'm going to give you my first impression and we're going to test out some of the accessories that I have, and hopefully this is going to give us a solution to one of the problems that people mention with using a microphone on it. Let's go check it out. The one that I went with, it has the kit lens, the 18-135 f3.5 to 5.6 OSS. So looking in the box real quick, let's see what we got. Let's open it up. So we're gonna have just a regular paperwork that comes with the cameras in the box. Put it on the side. All right, looks like we have the shoulder straps. Put this inside. We got the wall brick as well, which looks very similar to the one that I have for the Sony a5000, which is a pretty old camera. Put it to the side. Also comes with the USB to micro USB cable. And of course, the battery, which doesn't look like it changed at all. And we have the eye cup, which is gonna go on the viewfinder as well. All right, let me get this out of the way. So this is gonna be the kit lens, and here is the camera. And that looks like that's it. Get this out of the way for now. I'm gonna put the camera here for now, and let's take a look at the lens real quick. It's a little bit bigger compared to the one that I've been using. Again, the one that I have is the 16x50 kit lens that I got with the Sony a5000. It works great, but this one is gonna help me with different shots, different videos types that I can shoot. So I'm not a camera expert by any means. I'm just a guy trying to learn more about cameras and produce better content for YouTube. So this is gonna help me make better content, hopefully. That's the goal. First impressions, the camera feels good on the hand. It has a pretty good grip. Of course, it's gonna be way better compared to the Sony a5000 that I've been using. But now that I put the battery in there, it actually doesn't feel that heavy at all. Of course, that's gonna change with the type of lens that we're gonna use. We're gonna cover that later in the future on another review. This is just the first quick impressions. Feels kind of like not plasticky, but it has that good material, kind of like leather style material. So it has a good grip, feels good on the hand. Of course, we're gonna get rid of these ear tips that make a lot of noise. I never use them. I actually got rid of them for the Sony a5000 as well. Let's check out the flip screen real quick. So all right, so this comes off, all right, and then this pops out, okay, and then this will turn up, okay. All right, so it's not as easy as the Sony a5000, but overall, I mean, it did the job. It was easy once you learn it. It's easy to turn. I mean, I don't know long term how this is gonna hold up pretty good. Hopefully they did a good job, and we're gonna be able to use this on every video, flipping it over, putting it back in there without breaking it. I've been using the Sony a5000 for what, almost 3 years now, and that camera has been holding really well. I haven't had a scratch on it. None of the buttons have broken. Nothing has broken on that camera. So expectation is the same for this one. And I mean, I'm not disappointed at all. It's kind of what I was expecting. Let's put a lens and try it on. So now that I added the lens, the 18x135, it did add some weight to it. Like I can feel it's heavier to the front, and that's expected. But the lens, the design, it's gonna help hold the camera where it's not gonna make the camera tilt forward. You just gonna, I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to hold it better. And you can laugh, I'm new, I'm not a camera expert. This is my first expensive camera. My first ever camera, mirrorless camera, was the Sony a5000, and I feel like I kind of grown out of it, and it was time to move on to something better. All right, so we put the new battery in there. I double checked him. There's no difference from the Sony a5000 battery that I had, and this one is pretty much the same, so it should work. All right, so it came on. Let's just do a quick setup. I don't know if I'm gonna be using this for vlogging, but I mean, I think it will do a pretty good job. But we'll do more tests on it. I don't want to jump into conclusions right now. I'll have a dedicated video. You guys let me know in the comment section below, what do you want to see, anything that you want me to talk about on this camera, everything that you want me to cover. Now, another thing that I mentioned, I had a couple of accessories, something that, for example, you can put on the top just to maybe, so you can put the microphone and see if we can slide it to the side, or maybe a bracket that will go on the bottom part so we can adjust how we install the camera and maybe add the microphone. Even if I add an extension on the top, what I notice is that, yeah, I guess you can make it work. It will block probably about most of the center part, but you can still get an idea of what you're shooting. You can still make sure you're in the shot. I mean, of course, it's not going to be perfect. You're not going to be able to see it 100%, but you're going to be able to have an idea if you use something like this, this kind of adapter that will allow you to have an attachment, so you can add two devices on the top, like either a monitor, an LED light, or just a microphone that will go right on top, or just something to consider. But I don't know if I really would want to use this, but definitely if I want to use this setup, I can mount the microphone right on top, which will kind of go on this side here, and it won't be on the way of the monitor, and I still can see through the corners and make sure I'm still in the shot. This will be the other setup that will go on the bottom. If you want to, again, attach the camera on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side you can move this around where it will allow you to either put an LED light, put a monitor, or you actually put your microphone in there. So there you go, you do have options. So just basically having the flip screen being blocked by the microphone on the top, I don't think it's a huge issue. You can always find a workaround for that. I mean, I understand you can't flip the screen sideways, but I'm glad that they did bring the monitor back where you can flip it all the way up. That was one of the reasons I've been using the Sony a5000 for so long, because for the type of videos that I shoot, I usually have the camera on a tripod and I'm using the lavalier mic. And even if I use an external microphone, I'm sure I can find another workaround. So for me, this was not as big of an issue as a lot of people have made it sound. When it comes to the buttons, I mean, buttons, I think it has, of course, it's going to have more options, but initially I didn't see an issue. The interface, the user interface on the software, it's very similar to the one that I have in the Sony a5000, so I didn't have a problem managing around it. I do see a lot more options, so I'm going to have to just play with it and learn what all these extra options are and what they do. So I want to give you a quick sample. Right now I'm using the a6400, and I have the kit lens that I had from the Sony a5000, the 16 to 50. Right now I have all automatic settings. I didn't mess with any of the settings. So you tell me. I'm actually even going to show you a sample, or so you can listen to the audio, so you can have an idea of how good the microphones are. I'm also shooting with the lavalier mic, so it's going to be a little bit different, but there you go. You can have a sample of the audio. I mean, right now there's an airplane going by, so can you hear it? That is an issue that I have here, so a lot of times having a good microphone is very important, because I live close to an airport, and sometimes there's people walking by, airplane going by, especially airplanes all the time. But now let's go back to the Sony a5000. So just a few thoughts real quick, first impressions. I don't want to get into too much details. Again, I haven't used the camera so sophisticated, but one thing that I like is, again, the flip screen is great. I did notice that the viewfinder, the eye cup, it does block the bottom corner of the screen a little bit, so I don't know if that's going to be an issue for some people, but I guess you just have to work around that. Another thing that I didn't really like is that now the SD card, micro SD card, I have to put it on the bottom where the battery goes, so I have to slide open the bottom lid and then get it in there. So, and sometimes if it's the camera, it's on a tripod, I have to take it off and remove it from the plate. Something that with the Sony a5000, I can just easily open the tab on the side, put the SD card, remove it, no problems. That was pretty easy, but I guess I'm just gonna have to get used to it. In the future, I'll have another video with more details, and in the comments below, let me know what you want to see. Again, I'm not a camera expert, so I'm not going to go into deep details, but I will give you my opinion, my perspective from just the average guy that is trying to learn how to use the camera. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoy what you watched today, and I'll see you on the next one.